Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford, Salina, Kansas, your source for Ford news, update, and information, including your Maverick information on a Monday. It is a snowy Monday here. I'm sure a lot of you have gotten some inclement weather where you're at. We got about 7 inches of snow, and of course, you can see it all around me here. Of course, our awesome lot crew has pretty much been taking care of all the snow all weekend, working really hard, and so we don't have any issues here. We're actually today in the process of moving all the cars out and getting it plowed in between the vehicles and then putting all the cars back. So they're kind of all over the place here. I'm actually looking for a certain Maverick today. Today we're going to talk a little bit about XLT trim level and what is different and for this year. Okay, I found it. Good. I was hoping we have another section where we have more overflow, but it is over here, it sounds like. We're going to talk about some of the changes to the XLT here for you, including the interior. Since it is about 10 degrees out today, I thought, let's get inside a vehicle and let's talk about a few things of what you can expect on the XLT, some things that are different for this year. So, turn this around. Make sure you're subscribed, by the way. Bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of our Maverick Monday videos. And let's get into this. It's this one right here. This is one of our XLT 2026 model year XLTs. We have snow in the back of the. This is why you get bed covers, folks. If you live in a place where it's going to snow, rain, all that kind of stuff, you don't want that in your bed. Get your bed cover, right? Because otherwise it might look like that. But anyway, we'll have some fun. We'll get in here and talk about this. And I want to get into actually, let's first talk about the front seats. So some changes to this, and on the front seat on now, XLT is this way, XL was this way last year as well, where there is that one touch where you basically hard press it down, and let go, and the window is going to go ahead and roll down. You don't have to hold it, right? For the driver's door, and only down. Well, on the XLT luxury package, you had that feature that worked for all 4 of your windows with the down and up feature where you hard press it down and it's going to roll the window down. You don't have to hold it coming up the same way. Now, that is something they removed from the XLT for this year. So 25s will have it, 26s will not have that feature. So that is something to take note of right there on that. Something else to take note of that is not available yet, or at least they're not in production yet, is power sliding rear window. That will be an option on the XLT, $300 and some for that. And that will be available just like on the Lariat trim level was. Speaking of that, I don't think I have enough room there to sit in there. So, let me move this seat back. They moved it way back. There we go. There's always plenty of room when it's positioned correctly. So here we go. So we're going to get in here and get the carpet, all kinds of stuff there. But in here, you will see the seat on all XLTs last year had a little armrest that came down with 2 cup holders in it, but not for this year. You will not see that. But what you'll see instead is this little fitz system here. So this is 2 plastic cup holders, right, that go into this little slot right here. So you don't have to have it in all the time, but if you have people act there, you can just slide that in there, right, like that. I don't know if you saw that. And you have 2 cup holders there, also 2 USB-C ports in the back. So that is something that's new. So you'll see this cup holder should come with your vehicle. Now, if you get your Maverick and you don't notice it, you don't see it with your Maverick, it's not positioned here, always look under the rear seat, because this rear seat does come open. So I locked myself in. There we go. So this rear seat does open and flip up. So most of you know this. If you've been doing any research, there's a loop right under here. Just pull that loop, and then we can take it up, and it locks into place right there. And so sometimes things will be under here. Sometimes I'll throw the floor mats in here when we take the photos of the vehicles. Sometimes you'll also see some of the other things that come with your vehicle that might be located under there. Some people have said, I got this little wire that came with my vehicle. What is it for? It was under my seat. I didn't know it. Right? So that also happens. So always look under that seat if you have something. Something else I want to show you as well for this year. Spare tire is, of course, not standard. Here's what you're getting though. Tire inflator and sealant kit. It is located right here. This is a hybrid, you can see, because of the battery right there. So it's still going to be here. Whether you have a hybrid or an EcoBoost, here's where tire inflator kit is going to be located. So it is, they have actually positioned it to where it can go right into the slot. You can see how big it is for you. And it kind of goes, actually that storage goes underneath this little section here. If I can get a view of that. But also there's like this rubber molding that goes in here for it so it doesn't squeak and make noise and slide around in on you. So that's kind of where that's located. So which, think about this, where is your jack and everything? It's behind the back seat. In fact, that's the question. Do you still get a jack? So no jack. This is where it would be mounted right here. So you do not get a jack for this. So no jack. You get a tire inflator kit instead, unless you order the spare tire, the optional spare tire. So a couple things to note right there. I think that's everything. I think I covered everything on that. But those are some of the things that are different and changed for 25 model year for the Ford Maverick. So hopefully that does help you out. You're doing some research. Maybe you're in the market. Maybe you're going to go look at dealers and do some shopping. Just a little bit of information, things to note. When you take delivery of your XLT, you want to know where those cup holders are. Maybe the little wire that comes with it that works for the bed. Maybe also some of the other things like the funnel and all that. Sometimes the dealer will put those underneath that rear seat. So just so you know where that's at. And I do kind of like where they positioned the tire inflator and sealant kit, because you don't have to get behind the back seat. But you still, if you have a car seat, you still have to get underneath the rear seat. So maybe position that somewhere else. It is kind of square, so maybe you could put it somewhere else. But there you go. It is not snowing today. That is like blowing snow from off of things. But anyway, hopefully, it is cold though. Hopefully you guys are staying warm, staying safe as well. I know there's ice in some areas of the country as well. So hopefully you guys are having a great Monday yourself, that you're staying safe, staying warm, and staying healthy, right? So hopefully you guys are doing all that. So thank you guys very much for watching these videos. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm looking for some other subjects. I think I have a couple ideas on a couple of ones coming up in the future. But if you have anything else you'd like to see us cover, let us know. We hopefully will get some information on when job 2 is going to be ready. If you want that light blue color, it is available to order. We'll get some other job 2 stuff like that sliding rear window for XLT when you can order that, and some other things like that here real shortly. Other than that, that's all I have for this week. Hope you guys have a great week. Marvelous Maverick Monday yourself. Until the next video, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.